so my first question for you. How long have you two been together, and how'd the relationship start?
Go ahead.
Been together about 4 years.
4 years, yeah. We met through friends. We were about playing darts at a bar one night, and she showed up, and I gave her a ride home, and ever since then we've been pretty much inseparable.
Okay. Were
Yeah.
you always Jags fan? Were you both Jaguars fans when you met?
No, I grew up in Mandarin, so I grew up in Jacksonville. We had season tickets since '95 through '01. So I was 5 years old when they became a team, and it was pretty awesome as a childhood to have that happen. And yeah, so I've been a Jags fan my whole life, and we got her on board shortly after we met.
I was converted. It was one of the requirements to get married.
Yeah.
That was one of the requirements. Okay, was one of the requirements that you had to do it at the Jags game?
No, that wasn't it. He had wanted to do his bachelor party there, and we got in touch with Brian, the ticket sales rep, and he came home one day really sad because it was kind of out of our price range. And we just thought about it for a little bit, and then one day we just decided, like, hey, let's just do our wedding there, and because that was in our price range. And yeah, we decided to do that. We got everybody invited, and everybody showed up, and yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
So how did that all come together? Because I mean, doing a wedding at a Jaguars game may be a little bit different.
Yeah, it was definitely not your traditional wedding. We booked the pool cabana, so we got 50 tickets to it, and we just invited our 50 closest people, and pretty much made them fly across all parts of the nation and come watch the Jags win with us. It was pretty. I couldn't think of a better wedding, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
Brittany, what was it like being at the game in your dress?
I knew the dress was gonna get destroyed, first of all. But it was fun. Some people thought it was a Halloween costume. Other people were like, "Oh my God, did you just get married?" And I was like, "Not yet, but I will be soon. We're getting married up on the pool deck, So it was fun. It was cool.
That is definitely going to be a story that I think you can tell a lot of people about. And it's definitely a cool thing. Did you always want a wedding that was maybe a little bit different than conventional?
Yeah, I'd have to say. I mean, it was very unique, and I can't say that I've, seen a lot like it. I know there have been weddings at the stadium before, but they had like reserved the stadium for the wedding. Like we were able to have the wedding, celebrate, and then watch football. Like what better way to celebrate can you think of?
Yeah, I'll say I've been in Jacksonville covering the Jags for about 6 years, and this is the first wedding like yours that I've heard of, for sure. I think it was Daniel, you mentioned it. It was kind of the perfect situation because you had the wedding at the game. The team gets the win. Did you know you wanted to do it at the Colts game since that's one that you always feel safe about? Maybe they're going to win.
shoot, yeah, that's the one we will win. I think it's been 10 years we've beaten them in Jacksonville, but it was really just I contacted the Jaguars ticket guy. His name's Brian Rehagen in February, and the schedule's not out then and stuff, so we put our deposit down, and he pretty much said we had to wait until the schedule came out to pick a game. And that was like, we know we wanted to do October, and there wasn't, we had the Browns in September, and then they went to London. So it was really just, it fell right into our time frame, really. So
it was just perfect.
It also bonus, it was the Colts. So that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes everything works out just the way it needs to. All right, Daniel. How are you feeling about the team right now? 2-5. They've won 2 of their last 3, though, and they won the one you were at. So, feeling all right?
Yeah. Not great, honestly, but I don't think any Jags fan right now is too happy. But we did get a win last week. We got tough games coming up, but I ride with the Jaguars no matter what. We've been through some bad seasons, way worse than this. So I still have hope we can pull it out. I still have hope we can turn it around. I trust Doug. I trust the team, and I think I'm excited to see what they can do. I'm not cashing it in yet. Screw the draft picks and all that. I think we have a chance, and I'll always think that until we're mathematically out.
There we go. I love it. All right, Brittany.
Yeah.
He's turned you into a Jaguars fan, and he's talking about some of the rough times in this team's history for sure. So it can be a tough team to support along the way at times. What has it been like for you to embrace this Jaguars team that sometimes can maybe break your heart a little bit?
Um, it's been easier than I thought it would be. I mean, there's rough times like there's a loss, and just gotta deal with it, accept it, and move on.
Yeah, she came in 2022, so she hasn't been through the rough patches yet.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right.
Yeah,
No, go
it's
ahead.
actually funny. We were out in Florida visiting my mom last November, and we went to the Titans game, and I asked her to marry me after that game, and my mom told her, she said, if they didn't win that game, he wasn't going to ask you. I would have just been in an awful mood. So really entwined through our whole marriage so far are the Jaguars.
So the Jags are just weaved all the way through. It's
That's right.
Well, we celebrated our wedding reception on Saturday here in Colorado for the family that couldn't make it to the wedding, and the Jags won Sunday. So
Yeah, so Jaguars stay winning on our wedding weekends. That's for sure.
So it all lines up perfectly. So the Jaguars win for the proposal, Jaguars win on wedding day, Jaguars win on wedding reception weekend. It's all
That's
really
right.
lined up. The team's really done their part for you.
Yeah, I mean, we got to do this more often, help those guys out.
Is there an anniversary a week later? Like, is there something? How can we line this up?
Let's do our 1 week anniversary every Sunday.
Perfect. Brittany, I think you can work with that, right?
yeah, absolutely.